Good morning, everyone. In the last lecture, we solved some numericals and discussed dynamic error coefficients, and our error analysis more or less got completed. And next topic is effect of feedback on time constant of control system. So in the first unit, we discussed this topic, that effect of feedback on the system performance, on the stability of the system, on time constant of the system. And again this topic is here, but in the first unit we just discussed this topic on the basis of block diagram. On the basis of block diagram, in that case, I told you, if here I am having GS, here I am having RS, and here I am having CS, then the transfer function will be GS. And if I am adding a feedback HS in this system like this, if I am adding a feedback in the system like this, then the transfer function becomes GS over 1 plus minus GS HS. And now it depends on this HS, that what will be the value of this HS, that the system's transfer function or system's gain increases or decreases, right? So let us consider, if this HS is positive, if this HS is positive, means if I am having here plus sign, then here I will have minus sign. It means if I am giving a positive feedback in the system, the transfer function will become GS over 1 minus GSHS. And this term, obviously it is less than 1. And if it is less than 1, then this whole transfer function is greater than GS, which is the forward path transfer function. It means the positive feedback may increase the overall gain of the transfer function. So if I want to increase the overall gain of the transfer function, I will use positive feedback. In next case, if I take it as negative feedback, then our transfer function becomes GS over 1 plus GS HS, and obviously this value is greater than 1 and this whole value is less than GS. It means the negative feedback lowers the overall gain of the system, overall transfer function of the system. One more thing coming out from here, if gain is increasing, If gain is increasing, the graph will be like this. Gain is increasing with respect to time. With respect to time, gain is increasing. Right? And therefore, this system becomes unstable. This system becomes unstable because we cannot control this gain. It is increasing up to infinity. Right? And in second case, the gain reduces to 0 with respect to time. The gain reduces to 0 with respect to time. It means this response is bounded response and this response is unbounded response. Therefore, this type of system, more or less, or most of the time, this type of system is unstable, and we have to make it stable by using negative feedback. Right? We have to make it stable by using negative feedback. Here, the system is already stable. The system is already stable because the output is bounded for bounded input. It is not increasing up to infinity, it is up to 0. Right? Therefore, this type of system means the system with negative feedback may be stable. Or in other words, I can say that negative feedback can make a system stable, and positive feedback can make a system unstable. Right? Here we'll see the effect of feedback on time constant. Effect of feedback on time constant. Right? So let us consider our CS over RS is equal to K over 1 plus ST. Let's take first order system. CS over RS is equal to K over 1 plus ST, where K is gain and T is time constant. And in that case, our CT will be K by T 1 minus e raised to minus T over T. K by T 1 minus e raised to minus T over T. And if the system made closed loop, this one is for open loop system. And if I make the system closed loop, and the block diagram becomes like here K divided by 1 plus ST. Here we have CS, and I am taking a feedback B, here RS. In this case, we'll have our CS over RS is equal to K divided by 1 plus ST divided by 1 plus KB divided by 1 plus ST, or is equal to K divided by ST plus 1 plus KB, or 1 plus ST plus KB, 1 plus ST plus KB, or if I write it as K divided by 1 plus KB within bracket 1 over 1 plus ST divided by 1 plus KB, then our CT will be K over 1 plus KB 1 minus e raised to minus T divided by T over 1 plus KB, right? This will be our CT, or response of the system. Since K is the gain of the system, therefore K is always greater than 0. It is always positive. And if I take it greater than 1, if I take it greater than 1 and B, the feedback is positive, right? Not positive, let the value of B be positive. Let the value of B be positive with negative feedback, right? Here I am having minus sign. And let the value of B be positive, then T over 1 plus KB, since this is greater than 1 and this is positive, then this value, this whole value will be less than T. This whole value will be less than T, which is the time constant for this forward path transfer function or our previous system, right? It means the new time constant is less than the previous time constant, which shows that the latter response is faster than the previous one. Latter response is faster than the previous one. It means we will find our response prior to previous one. Means our response reaches steady state prior to previous case. It means if our response reaches in 2 seconds to the steady state, in this case only in forward path transfer function, then our response will reach with this feedback up to steady state within less than 2 seconds. Within less than 2 seconds. It means our response becomes faster. right? So feedback can improve time constant. Feedback can improve system response, right? Now, effect of adding 0 to second order system, and this is the last topic of this unit. Effect of adding 0 to a second order system. So let us consider a second order system transfer function Cs over Rs as omega n square divided by s square plus 2 zeta omega ns plus omega n square, and if I am adding a 0 to this system, it means here I am adding s plus z, s plus z, then what will be the effect of performance of second order system? What will be the effect on response of the second order system, right? So our Cs over Rs can be written as s plus z omega n square divided by s square plus 2 zeta omega ns plus omega n square, or is equal to, if I am taking z as common, 1 plus s by z omega n square divided by s square plus 2 zeta omega ns plus omega n square, or Cs will be like Rs z omega n square divided by s square plus 2 zeta omega ns plus omega n square plus Rs s omega n square divided by s square plus 2 zeta omega ns plus omega n square. And if I take this z as common here, Cs by z, then this will be s by z, right? Then this will be s by z, right? And look at this. What is this? If I am taking it as a function, fs is equal to Rs omega n square divided by s square plus 2 zeta omega ns plus omega n square. If I am taking it as a function fs, and if its inverse Laplace is ft, if its inverse Laplace is ft, then what will be this s rs omega n square divided by s square plus 2 zeta omega ns plus omega n square? This is nothing but s into fs. This is nothing but s into fs. Therefore, I can write it as fs plus sfs divided by z, divided by z. Or if I take inverse Laplace, then Ct will be zft plus f dash t, zft plus f dash t, right? Right? Where ft is the response of second order system without adding this 0. ft is the response of second order system without adding this 0, and after adding this 0 I am having the response zft plus f dash t, right? zft plus f dash t मतलब रेस्पॉन्स में आपका एक और पार्ट ऐड होगा, जो प्रीवियस रेस्पॉन्स था उसका फर्स्ट डेरिवेटिव ऐड हो जाएगा और आपका न्यू रेस्पॉन्स मिल जाएगा, राइट? सो this is all for unit third. Unit third is completed here, and in next video we'll move forward to the unit 4, which is stability of the control system, of the linear control system, right? Thank you.